He never meant for any of this to happen. One favor, one blind date he agreed to only because his best friend wouldn't stop insisting, yet the moment he walked into that cafe and saw her, everything inside him shifted. If he'd known the truth about the woman waiting across the table, he might have run. But fate had plans he never saw coming, plans that would test his heart, his fears, and the promise he once made to never love again. The rain was coming down harder than he expected as he jogged across the street, wiping water from his jacket and trying not to think about how ridiculous he felt. Liam wasn't the type to go on blind dates, especially not now, not after everything he'd been through. He had a 6-year-old daughter who depended on him, a job that barely kept them afloat, and a heart stitched together with too few threads. His world didn't have room for romance. Still, his best friend, Marco, had begged him. Just one date, man. She's nice. She's smart. And you deserve to meet someone who actually sees you. So he came. Reluctantly. Nervous. Already thinking about going home early to tuck his daughter into bed, he stepped inside the cafe, instantly swept by warmth and the smell of cinnamon. He scanned the faces, none of them looked like they were waiting for a date. Except her. I in the corner, a woman sat with perfect posture, her dark hair falling elegantly over her shoulder, her eyes sharp even from across the room. She wasn't scrolling her phone or pretending not to look around. She simply sat with calm confidence, like she owned the space around her. Liam froze. She didn't fit the description Marco had given. She didn't fit any description of a normal blind date. And when she lifted her gaze to his, something in her softened. Like she'd been waiting for him specifically. He approached, awkwardly clearing his throat. Are you Liam? She said, her voice gentle but steady. She stood to greet him, offering a hand he hesitated a second too long to take. I'm Eva. Her smile was warm, but something about the way the barista greeted her, respectfully, nervously, made him wonder who she really was. They talked about everything and nothing. About life, small joys, fears they didn't admit easily. She asked about his daughter, and he found himself telling stories he never shared with anyone, stories of first steps, first drawings, bedtime songs he sang even on nights he felt broken. Eva listened like every word mattered, but there was something she wasn't saying. A hesitation behind her eyes. A weight she carried. It wasn't until they were about to leave, until he saw a luxury car pull up to the curb and his chauffeur step out, that the truth finally slipped. People outside whispered her name, Eva Callaway, the CEO of Callaway Holdings. One of the youngest, most admired business leaders in the city. Liam's heart sank. Not because she lied, but because reality had stepped into the room like a cold wind, reminding him exactly who he was. A single dad with overdue rent, and she was a woman with an empire. He pulled back. His smile faded. She noticed instantly. You're not what I expected, he admitted quietly. Neither are you, she replied, her voice soft. And maybe that's the point. He didn't expect her to touch his hand again. Or to say the words that would follow, please don't disappear, Liam. But fear had already wrapped around him. He'd been hurt before. Abandoned. Left to pick up every broken piece on his own. Loving someone like her? It could shatter him entirely. So he stepped back, swallowing the ache in his chest. I can't be part of your world, he whispered. And I'm not sure I could let you into mine. He turned and walked away. And though he didn't see it, Eva watched him leave with a heartbreak she hadn't felt in years, because for the first time as a CEO, she'd found someone who cared about her, not her title. Weeks passed. Liam threw himself into work, into being a father, into trying not to think about her. But life had a strange sense of humor. One afternoon, his daughter, Emma, came running toward him in the school hallway, clutching her backpack and beaming. Daddy! We had a visitor today. She told us stories about her dad and taught us how to build a paper dream tower. A visitor. A woman with dark hair. A smile that haunted him. Liam's heart dropped. What was her name, sweetheart? Emma grinned. Miss Eva. His breath left him. She came here? Why? How? But when he looked up, he saw her standing at the end of the hallway, hands gently clasped, eyes full of every unsaid emotion between them. They walked toward each other slowly, like stepping into a fragile dream. I'm not here to complicate your life, Eva said softly. I just wanted to understand it. You shouldn't be doing this, he whispered, though his voice cracked. I know, she admitted. But I couldn't let the best thing I've stumbled upon in years walk away without a fight. Her honesty disarmed him. And when Emma tugged at his sleeve, whispering, "Daddy, she's nice. I like her," something in Liam's chest finally loosened. He didn't have an empire. He didn't have wealth. But he had a heart big enough to love fiercely, and maybe, just maybe, that was enough. Liam took a slow breath, the weight in his shoulders easing for the first time. "Eva," he said, voice quiet but steady, "if we do this, it has to be real. No walls. No titles. Just you and me, and Emma." Eva's eyes softened. "That's all I've ever wanted." As his daughter took Eva's hand, and Eva looked at Liam with a hope he hadn't seen in a long time, he realized something powerful. The life he feared wasn't too big for him. It was finally big enough to hold all the love he deserved, and as the three of them stepped out into the fading golden light, Liam understood that sometimes, the most unexpected person can bring you back to life, not by changing who you are, but by seeing you clearly for the first time. Their story didn't start perfect, but it started honest, and that made all the difference.